What's up, fellow classers? It's Apollyon here, and instead of giving you the war recap on Apocalypto, I still might do that. I decided I wanted to do kind of like a how to hog video, especially being inspired after that last war we had between WHF2 and One Hive Genesis when they mass hogged, I think 90% of the Town Hall 8 bases and were very successful with it. I wanted to go ahead and do a video. Powerbang and Jake from One Hive have done some fantastic How to Hog Bibles, and those are definitely an amazing resource to do. If you haven't watched those, go watch them. But for me, they mainly focused on Town Hall 9, and I wanted to do one specifically for Town Hall 8. Doesn't mean that there aren't any other videos for how to hog Town Hall 8. I just haven't seen them, so therefore I decided to do it. I mean, in theory, the difference between Town Hall 8 and Town Hall 9 as far as hogs go are exactly the same. I'm just more visual. I like to see it in actual and practicality to be done specifically on Town Hall 8s. So that's, what I'm going to go into here. It's going to be kind of a rudimentary one, not too much flair or anything like that. But we'll get down into a lot of things talking about hogs, talking about how to deploy them, why to deploy them, when and where, and heals, when to use them, why to use them, how to use them. And, we'll go into some of those kind of things. And, it really comes down to experience, being comfortable with them, practicing them, do them as much as you can in order to get better with them, and you'll get used to, them. So, first of all, I'll just say that any Town Hall 8 can be 3-starred, mass hogged if done correctly without too much difficulty, which is different than almost any other attack in Town Hall 8. I mean, a lot of bases can be dragloon, can be go, mixed up. Some can be go wiped. It's a great versatility as far as Town Hall 8s go. You have a lot of options, but any Town Hall base, I don't care what the design is, how it's designed, whatever the shapes or anything like that, where the defenses are, anything can be hogged, mass hogged, successfully with 3 stars. So, and we've proven that a million times within this guild, within this clan. They've done attacks like this with any base you pick. I can choose any design, and will be 3-starred there. So you can technically use level 3 hogs, but that makes it much more specific and risky and non-forgiving as far as your deployment and your heals and things like that. They're a lot more squishy at level 3. Level 2 hogs, don't even try it at level 8. One giant bomb, max giant bomb at a Town Hall 8 will definitely take out a level 2 hog, even if it is healed. So you got to use level 3s, but really get them up to level 4 ASAP. You've got to decide what you want to be as far as in your clan wars. Do you want to be a hogger? Do you want to be a draglooner? Do you want to be both? Do you want to use a lot of golems in your attacks? Whatever you're gonna focus on or feel more comfortable with, get that unit up to the max level. So if you are gonna try to mass hog, go ahead and get those hogs up to level 4 ASAP. Same thing goes for heal. You can use heal level 4, but again, it's a lot less forgiving than heal level 5. So go ahead and get those heals up ASAP, and with a combination of level 4 hogs and level 5 heals, it'll make your raids much more successful, a lot more leniency in order to get those 3 stars and take care of these bases. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into some of the different base designs and talk about them and deployment styles and what we're going to look for in each of the bases. So we'll go ahead and jump into those in just 1 second, and we'll go ahead and start the hog tutorial. All right, so you're going to come across a lot of different types of base designs. For example, this one is a dragon flower. You're going to find, diamond shapes, kind of like the dragon flower is. Islands with nothing in the core. Islands with a lot of defenses in the core. Ring-shaped bases, and many other weird types of bases. So we're going to go through a couple of those things, but what the shape of the base is and how the defenses are really going to affect your different deployment styles of what you're going to use the hogs for. So, it's basically, think of it as Town Hall 7 dragons. You're going to want to funnel your hogs. You want to take control of them and put them into the path where you want them to go. And we're going to show you how to do that by talking about basic hog mentality, or AI. So, when you're looking at a base, and Powerbang and Jake do the exact same thing, and it's completely true, you're going to want to look for where the giant bombs, double giant bombs, Teslas, and where the king are. So giant bombs and double giant bombs are the biggest threat for hogs. They do 1.5 times damage to all hogs. If it's what we call double giant bombs, is where there's two giant bombs side by side. If a hog or a group of hogs hits those double giant bomb sets, they cannot be healed. They will die automatically. So that is the biggest threat. Giant bombs can be healed if you do it right and you heal appropriately at the right time. So the first thing is, you've got to look at the base, and you've got to look at where giant bombs or double giant bomb spots are. And those also go for Teslas, either 1 or 2 Teslas. They are either 2x2, which is a giant bomb spot or a Tesla spot, or 2x4, which is giant bomb spots or Tesla giant bomb or 2 Teslas or whatever. And that's just going to help you to understand really where you might want to place your heals or avoid that area altogether. So what I'm doing is I'm mapping out some of the potential giant bomb and double giant bomb spots. And of course, in wonky base designs, all this area right here can all be double giant bombs or giant bomb spots. Some of the base designers or internet bases like to put bombs so that when you deploy your hogs, they automatically hit giant bombs on the deployment, and it goes through all of these spots too. So really, you got to identify them and then decide what you're going to do with your hogs. So anyway, we've decided where the at least the giant bombs or double giant bomb spots are. These are cleanup attacks. Besides the giant bombs, Teslas, and double giant bombs, you want to know where the king is, because this king, if we take a look at it, will have an aggro range, or a range where he is going to hit the hogs. So in this entire area right here, this king is going to be pounding on your hogs from right here. So that is a good almost a third of the base, maybe almost even a half of the base, especially where the defenses are. Where whenever these hogs have got to take out all these defenses, the king will be going ahead and hitting them throughout the whole entire cleanup or taking care of these defenses. So you've got to be aware of that as well. That's very important, because the king does a mass amount of damage. I think he hits for around 200 plus, or between 200 to 300 per hit, which will take out your hogs in a couple swipes, maybe 3 swipes. But that will do a lot of damage to your hogs, and that's something that you have to be aware of. So when you deploy your hogs, do you want to deploy them into the king and let them go outside, or do you want to deploy them away from the king and have them end up right next to the king so they can take them out? So that's another thing that you've got to think about when you're deploying your hogs. As far as basic hog AI or how they behave, hogs will go ahead and hit any defense that's closest to them. Walls make no difference whatsoever. So, if you deploy your hogs right here, they will jump the wall and hit for their closest defense, which is right here, and then they will decide whatever side they are on this defense, they will go to the next nearest defense. If they're right here, they will go here. If there's a Tesla that pops here, they will go right to that Tesla. Hogs will never attack any unit or enemy unit like a barbarian king or a clan castle king, or a clan castle unit, like dragons, like valks, like archers, whatever's in the clan castle. So keep that in mind. They will go ahead and take out all the defenses in the base before they turn their attention on any other enemy unit. So that's a big difference between a lot of the other units like archers and wizards and dragons and whatever, who will attack basically the nearest unit if it's a building or an enemy unit. So we'll go ahead and we'll keep that in mind. that's going to go ahead and help you to understand what kind of deployment that you want to get to. Now remember with dragons that you wanted to go ahead and funnel the dragons to get rid of those air defenses. So if you were going to go ahead and use dragons, you would go ahead and start using your dragons here and take out these buildings, and then use your dragons and the mass of them right here. So they would push their way through this base into these air defenses right here and make their way through there, and whatever else you want. It's the same concept with hogs. You want to funnel your hogs, but you're going to do it through their defenses. So instead of getting to their air defenses like you would with a dragon, what you want to do is you want to hit the giant bombs and avoid the double giant bombs, or trip the double giant bombs with 1 or 2 hogs. So that's your goal as far as funneling your hogs, is to target those things that will hurt you, take care of them, and then move on from there. Also keeping in mind where the king is. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and take a look at a couple different deployments. Just going back to hog AI again. Wherever you're deploying your hog, realize that they will go ahead and jump from one defense to the next closest one. Going here, they'll go straight to this one, or if there's a Tesla that pops here, they will go to the Tesla. Or if you deploy a hog from this side right here and they hit here, they'll either split and go down to here, or they might even jump over to these defenses. It's all about how many tiles away each the hog is from the closest defense. So understand. The biggest problem I see is when people drop a massive amount of hogs and they say, oh, my hogs just split up and they went different ways, and then I couldn't heal them because they split together, and then I lost the whole group of them. That's the problem. Understand where the hogs are going to go. When they hit this mortar, then they're going to jump down to the archer tower. Then they're going to go ahead and probably split right here. And depending on where they are, if the hogs are on this side of the mortar, they'll go ahead and jump to this air defense. So, you'll want to understand that kind of logic. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at, one type of deployment on this base, this Dragonflower style base, which is a 2-finger drop, which is just a very basic drop, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at a 2-finger deployment here from Freakin'. This is not a cleanup attack. It's actually, well, it is a cleanup attack, but it's a cleanup on 3 stars, so there was just no other base to hit. But still a great example of how you can do a 2-finger deployment. Before you do any type of deployment, any hogs whatsoever, the main thing you have to worry about is your clan castle. So this, your clan castle is of utmost importance to go ahead and take care of. The hogs, if you remember, the AI for hogs is to go ahead and attack the nearest defense first, kill all the defenses in the entire base, and then focus on any enemy units. So if you do not kill a clan castle before you deploy the hogs, your hog raid is completely done. So I've done it many times. I haven't killed the dragon or something else like loons, and they will go ahead and follow the hogs and take them out one by one or group by group, and yeah, you'll lose the raid. So that's the utmost importance, is to kill the clan castle first. We're not going to get into killing clan castles or how to lure or anything like that. We've seen that many times in other videos. What I will say is your hog composition, as far as how many hogs to bring. And that's really, whatever you're comfortable with. I will say that bring as many hogs as you can. So whatever you're comfortable with as far as your clan castle kill, to do it and make sure it gets done, bring that unit composition to kill the clan castle, and then bring the rest hogs. Your hogs are your best cleanup troop in the game. They hit extremely hard, they move extremely fast, and they jump all walls and any obstacles. So they are the most versatile and maneuverability as far as being able to clean up the camps or the bases quickly. And the wizards are great, Valkyries. There's a lot of good cleanup troops as well, but none of them can jump walls. And if you've ever been stuck hitting a wall with a wizard or a Valkyrie or a king or something like that, that can cost you the raid, whereas a hog can just jump in and go ahead and take care of it and save yourself 5-10 seconds off of that kind of stuff. So yeah, bring as many hogs as you can. Bring clan castle hogs. You know, those are level 5 hogs. So, you know, hopefully you're in a clan where they can donate either +1, or you have somebody in a town hall 9 or 10 that has max hogs and can give you them, because those guys are more beefy, they have more hit points, and they hit harder than the hogs you bring. So you'll see that here Freakin brings 32 of his own hogs and 5 in the clan castle, which is a total of 37 hogs. And, you know, a couple wizards, barbarians, and archers for, you know, a little bit of cleanup and, you know, the clan castle kill. So he's going to use a 2-finger drop. He knows where all of the giant bombs, double giant bombs are. So, you know, he's going to deploy his hogs here and here. And when you do your clan castle kill, where you want to pull the clan castle to kill them is wherever you're going to deploy the hogs. Now he's going to bring them up here and anchor up here, and he's going to deploy his hogs as soon as that last balloon is about to go down, so that this defense right here, this defense, the mortars, this defense, any Teslas that pop, this mortar and any Teslas that pop are going to go and fire onto this group of hogs, and these guys are going to fire on this group of hogs, and therefore the wizards can come in here and start funneling and clearing out all this trash and this right here. And you know, you want to utilize these because it might make up a difference in the raid at the end when it comes to cleanup. So definitely look at where you are going to pull, and yeah, go ahead and you know, kill them wherever you're going to deploy your hogs. Also look where the king is as well, where you're going to end up with. So he's going to go ahead and do a 2-finger drop. Now 2-finger drops are fantastic when you know where everything is, and if there are no double giant bombs in the base. Double finger drops means you drop 2 hogs at the same time in 2 different areas of the base. What that usually means is you're going to have anywhere between 10 to 15 hogs in each group, maybe sometimes even a little bit more. And those hogs hit for 100 per second, so they will one-shot every single defense and make their way through the rest of the base. Sometimes they will split off depending on where they are. They're a little bit tougher to manage, and if they trigger a double giant bomb, they are instantly dead, no matter if you heal it or not. And if they trigger a giant bomb that is not healed, that usually means they will be dead as well. So they're a great cleanup attack if you know where everything is. You see he triggers the lure and the Tesla there on the bottom, or towards the bottom. So he's going to go ahead and do the clan castle kill. Now look, as that balloon goes down, he starts deploying the hogs, and the defenses are now attacking them. So these hogs, understanding the hog pathing, it's always where their feet are. So if the hogs are right here taking care of this defense, what they're going to do is the closest thing per tiles is to jump this wall right here and go straight after this defense, and then make its way down here, and then continue to move down, and then so forth. So we'll go ahead and keep that as just to see if that's exactly where they go. Now, if they were deployed maybe from this side, then, you know, it might be a different story. They might actually start to go down this way, because there's a lot more tiles to get to that archer tower or Tesla. But they should jump that way. And these guys, same thing, that this should have them path to right here. And if there is a Tesla, then right here, or else they'll go right here, or maybe even split. So let's take a look at this and see how it goes. I'll bring that back up again. There we go. All right. So they'll jump. They'll move up to the archer tower and the cannon, just like they were supposed to. And they'll make their way to the Tesla or the Wiz, just like drawing. Now notice he's already pre-healed this giant bomb spot, which is fantastic, which means when they get hit, they'll be healed instantly back to full. If it was me, I would just suggest going ahead and covering right on the edge of that giant bomb and healing at this part, so you'll get some of these defenses in here, which is going to just maximize that heal a little bit better. So the hogs are walking into that heal as they trip the giant bomb. They will go ahead and get healed full instantly. The heal heals incredibly fast, and yeah, but that's fine. They'll go ahead and continue this. See, they're almost out of the heal right now. They move out of the heal, where in my heal they would still be in it and be affected. Now he drops the other heal where there is a consolidation of a lot of defense, especially splash damage. Splash damage from mortars and whiz towers will go ahead and kill hogs very quickly as a group. So you want to make sure that you're healing where there's a group of mortars or wizard towers hitting them. So he does have one more heal left. We'll go ahead and pause it right here. And we'll go ahead and erase this. And really there is only one other spot that he knows of the giant bomb, which is right here. So he's going to heal this area to get inside, cover that little Tesla, or hope to cover that Tesla and anything else that's in there. So let's go ahead and continue this. So, because that's really the only thing that's going to hurt the rest of the hogs is that giant bomb spot. So he'll heal, pre-heal it. They will trigger that giant bomb, and they'll get healed back up to full completely. They are standing in heals most of the way through while the king is hitting them. So as they finish that sweeper, they'll kill the skellies, and then they will kill the barbarian king, and then move on with the rest of the cleanup. So that's a great raid, a great example of how to use a two-finger drop. So let's go ahead and check a surgical hog deployment on the same base, and we'll go ahead and see how that is deployed and where the heals go for that. Okay, so we're going to look at the same base, but we're going to look at a surgical style deployment. What does that mean? That means instead of just dropping a set of hogs or two sets of hogs and you let them walk through the base, you're going to sprinkle a certain amount of hogs, maybe 4 or 5, all around in either a counterclockwise or a clockwise fashion. And what you want to do is you are not sure where the giant bombs or double giant bomb sets are, so you do not want to sacrifice an entire group of 10 to 15 hogs and lose them to one giant bomb or double giant bomb set. This way, whenever, and Danker does a great job of actually losing hogs, but it doesn't cost him the raid because it's only a small group of hogs. So he's going to go ahead and use the same type of deployment as Freakin did on the second attack, but he's going to go ahead, instead of dropping a 2-finger, he's going to drop a 4-finger, which basically means he wants to eliminate this pathing right here. He wants to get rid of these defenses and then start his hogs to go ahead and work their way this way around the base. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and take out these defenses, which means that whenever he drops the hogs in this area, that they're going to go ahead and start pathing their way down to this, and he can control where his heals are and where he puts in the rest of his hogs. So he's going to do the same clan castle kill, same lure, take care of that. So we'll see what happens here. And you'll see, we'll go ahead and fast forward this. He uses the king, which is another great, we didn't even talk about the king, but he uses the king as a tank, because now this king is going to go ahead and tank this defense, and this defense for these hogs. So they're going to go completely untouched and make their way to these defenses before they're even hit. The only thing that's going to hit them is this defense that's going to shoot at them here, and this mortar, which is going to go ahead and shoot at them, but probably miss them anyway. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So only sprinkling a set of 2 hogs on each of those defenses because that king is tanking. So he's only used 8 hogs so far. He'll go ahead and heal where that Tesla is and the Skelly Trap is. I think he probably didn't even need to heal in that spot, but he wanted to get that Wizard Tower as well. Now he's got, his funnel is pretty much created for his hogs. You notice they tripped the giant bomb here, and he doesn't care. So there's only 3 or 4 hogs on this giant bomb spot right here. So he's going to go ahead and let them die. He's not going to waste a heal. He already wasted one up top here. So he's eliminated this entire area right here as far as hog deployment. So now he knows that the hogs are going to start working their way this way. So we'll go ahead and continue to take a look at it. He sacrifices those hogs. He still has 17 plus 5, so 22 more hogs left over besides the ones that are already in the base. So he'll go ahead and sprinkle some more in from the bottom there. And he'll go ahead and heal. Remember, he does not know where the giant bombs are. Now this is not that, again, that was not the best heal. It's just, again, being a little bit nitpicky. Danker is an awesome attacker. That heal could have been dropped in this area right here because he knows that there's empty space right in this spot. So that would have still covered the wizard tower, and it would have been able to get those hogs through that portion right there. So we'll go ahead and continue. They trip that Tesla, and then they make their way into the air defense, and he'll trickle some more hogs. Look at, he's still setting 2 at a time, 3 at a time to start making their way. And what he's doing is he is letting them meet up with this group of hogs, because they will go ahead and take out these defenses, these defenses, and they'll make their way towards the core with these hogs so that he can heal a little bit more appropriately and cover the most amount of hogs as possible. So he goes and lets that set of hogs die. He drops his poison, and then he heals the final group of hogs up there because they only have 3 more defenses, one of which can't even hit them, and the other 2 are splash damage. So won't do any damage to him. So the king is under poison. They'll go ahead and do cleanup. They will turn, after they kill that town hall, they'll kill the king, and then they'll make their way through the rest of the base. So it's a great example of how to do a surgical hog deployment using 3, 4, 2 hogs at a time, sprinkle them around. You use surgical, again, when you don't know where all the giant bombs are and you don't want to risk losing your entire raid to one set of double giant bombs and either missing the heal on a giant bomb or something like that. So it was a great attack. So we've got 2 different examples. Now we're going to go ahead and look at another base and try, to look at a 2-finger drop there as well. Jumping down to number 12, we're going to take a look at how to hog this base. It's a semi-common internet base as far as you're going to have a bunch of islands or little groups where the defenses or storages are, and then you have a core with some defenses within that. A lot of times, people think you can't hog this base because of where the cores are, compared to the outside defenses. But Freakin's going to go ahead and do a semi-cleanup attack. Again, this was already 3-starred, but he attacked it with a 2-finger drop. And we'll notice that he does everything that we mentioned as far as using the kill squad to take care of the clan castle, and then backing them up with the hog drop. He's going to drop the hogs in this area, 2-finger, and they're basically going to go ahead and split all the way through here, through this entire side. And this set of hogs is going to go ahead and take out this, and then split through this side and come in this area. The giant bombs are right here and right here, which is why he has to heal in those spots, and he does a good job with his heal because he covers this area, which means he's covering the giant bomb as well as when the hogs are hitting when the defenses are hitting that. Well, this one's not, but the defenses are hitting the hogs. He's still standing and heals. So let's go ahead and take a look at this particular attack. What he could have done just a little bit better, again, always just a little nitpicking, is the enemy king is there. He could have done a simple king swap to begin with, or at least when he's trying to do this, you'll notice the king will aggro on the anchor and cause a little bit of problems. But he could have done a king swap there. He drops the poison, the king runs away, and then does the barbarian wizard kill, and then we're done. He does finally drop that king in there to start tanking for the other king, make sure that it's out of the way of those hogs, and then he's going to go ahead and do a 2-finger deployment with the hogs. They're going to jump over to the Wiz Tower, split a little bit between that air defense, and then basically move over to the left-hand side. So he only has 5 more hogs left that he's brought in his clan castle. He will use those hogs at this point up top and heal those hogs because there's only 5, and he needs to make it through 2-point defenses and a wizard tower, which there's no way 5 hogs would do without that heal. The giant bomb spots were taken care of under that heal, so he's got really nothing to worry about. Notice that the giant bomb did not trigger, so that's always a problem on cleanup, is these hogs will go ahead and trip them, but there's so many hogs it doesn't even matter. You see that set just died, but that's fine. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the initial attack on this base. So we'll take a look at R.D. Singh, go ahead and hit this base, and he's going to use basically like a 4-finger drop, and this is the initial hit on the base. And the difference is again, he does not know where the giant bombs are. So the problem we have here is this whole moat right here has a possibility of having 2 singles, a double, as well as this right here. So that's a very big problem right there. And then he has spots here where he doesn't know if they're giant bomb spots or Tesla spots. So what he's going to do is he's going to use a 4-finger drop to go ahead and funnel his hogs in. So he's going to drop here to get them to move to here and then converge in there. Drop the hogs here, which will obviously stay in this area, and then do the same thing on the other side, so that basically what he wants to do is he wants his group of hogs to push through this area and get into the core. So remember the dragon funneling, same thing with the hog funneling. With these defenses taken out and these defenses taken out, the hogs that are deployed in this area are going to have to go straight through these defenses right here and then make their way into this core where he can also heal. So he will have to, we'll go ahead and get rid of that. He'll go ahead and have to heal this area right here for a giant bomb or double giant bomb. He'll have to heal right here, and he'll have to heal in this area right here to cover those giant bomb spots. So I think what he does, I'm not completely sure, but what you should do is while you are having all those 4-finger drops, you should also send in either 2 or 3 hogs on each of those cannons. Probably 2 is enough because they'll probably be hitting the hogs that are deployed in this area right here. This will probably target there. But you want to deploy 2 or 3 hogs right here, and what that will do is, again, we're talking about pathing and funneling. We don't want those hogs to stray at all. So we want those hogs, and we want them to shoot from here all the way up through the core, and then work their way around here and get into this area and work their way through here. So let's go ahead and check out what he does. Don't pay attention to the balloon lure. It was completely worthless. It should have never been done. You should have just brought more hogs and no loons at all. Because what he'll do is he'll drop trying to get the lure, but the lure will never make it there, and it also won't trigger anything that's not a dragon, or it can hit air. So that was just a complete waste of 2 units. I know he wanted to get through that area, but it's not going to happen. So he'll do the simple lure, grab that anchor on the left-hand side, and then kill that with wizards, barbarians, and the skelly traps and everything else there. Good use of barbarians, and then drop the king there to both tank and do the king swap, so that king is not hitting on those hogs. He'll do the 4-finger drop there. They'll make their way to split through that semi-core, and then he'll have to drop a heal in both of those areas, covering those Teslas and the giant bomb spots. They will do that. They'll make their way across that giant bomb and get healed back up. And then he'll have to heal back into that core as all the hogs reconverge in there. So they trigger that giant bomb, but they're still standing in heals finally. And then, they've got to make it through that last 3 defenses, and that's perfectly fine, no problems whatsoever. So they're in cleanup. Again, great, another way of deploying it. It works better when you don't know where the giant bombs are, and we notice that there are 3 singles, which I think Freakin didn't even trip with his 2-finger deployment. So, we're going to look at one more base with attacks, and then we'll be done with this. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to look at 2 more bases. I just wanted to show how forgiving hog attacks can be. A lot of people have problems with it, but this is a ring-style base. Just notice a couple things here. There's a lot of different ways to attack. I usually holo this, and I'll explain a little reason why, but you can definitely mass hog it. This is a ring base that's designed for all these different spots right here to have Teslas or giant bombs or double giant bombs. All of these areas right here on the outside. And usually, the path pulls with the Teslas, pulls the hogs in this kind of area and has them trip the giant bombs and the the spring traps. But this one isn't quite designed as well as a lot of them are, and you'll see that in a second of how he makes this with making tons of mistakes. And notice this core. There is nothing that's damaging to hogs as far as traps in this core. There are no giant bomb spots. There are no spring traps. There is nothing. So what you want to do is you want to get those hogs and you want to go ahead and have them push through this core completely, and you can just heal right in any of these areas wherever there's a lot of damage, and just basically push through this entire base. It's very, very simple, and just sprinkle some hogs in on the sides to take care of these type of defenses and get those hogs to push through, because these defenses here in the core can't hurt those hogs at all. The air defenses, mortars, will do very little damage, especially when the hogs get closer to them. It's the point defenses that we have to worry about. So let's take a look at Ron, who, again, he gets the 3 stars. It's a good attack, but there's a lot of things for us to learn from this attack. And he's going to use a 2-finger drop, and I think it was the first attack as well. So he gets the lure, which is very simple. He lures up to the top with an anchor up there with barbarians and wizards. And, you know, one of the problems, if I'm not mistaken, I looked over this really briefly, but, you know, first of all, I mean, so I guess it doesn't matter where he's going to deploy. If you're going to lose all your kill squad, then you can do that, but he's deploying his hogs the complete opposite side of the kill squad. So if those wizards had lived, they would be taken out instantly by these archer towers and whiz towers. So that was a complete waste of his kill squad. The better idea would be deploy it right here, or anchor over here, and then, you know, use this for the kill squad. These hogs would be deployed, and they would have these defenses that would be shooting at them and not to the wizards, and be able to do, you know, all this entire base, or this portion of the base, as a cleanup from the wizards, you know, and get that started. All time counts when you're doing a war raid. So he's going to go ahead and 2-finger drop this, and actually 3-finger, like I was talking about. Take care of this bottom cannon here, so he'll go ahead and create that funnel just in case anything would pull them over to this cannon. He's going to eliminate that, so these hogs will be pushed through that base. Now there is a giant bomb right next to a Tesla. A little late on the heal. Again, I think this is a first attack, so you don't know exactly where it is, but good recovery. You'll notice that heal goes right down, and it's good that where he dropped the heal. The timing was a little off, but the heal was a great placement of a heal. A lot of people, when they hit that giant bomb spot, what you'll see from them is to go ahead and instantly drop a heal right here over that giant bomb. And that is a complete waste of a heal, because those hogs, they'll get healed from the giant bomb, and they'll get it right at this spot, but then they'll start pushing their way through to these defenses, and they'll be outside of that heal within a second. So that the most of the effect of that heal spell will be completely wasted on that hog. But look at they're standing in heals the whole entire time here, which is fantastic. He drops a poison on this side, which I'm pretty sure was supposed to be a heal. I mean, it should have been a heal. So if not, I don't know what the poison was for, but I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be a heal there, because he wants to heal this splash damage from the Wiz Tower, as well as these 2-point defenses attacking a smaller group of hogs. So they will be taken out completely, because the King and the Wizard Tower will take them. Then he drops a second heal on top of that area where the poison was, where there are no hogs. So this is a completely wasted heal. He does drop another good heal up top here, where the hogs are getting hit by the archer towers and the mortar, and will be hitting a couple things as far as inside the core. So at this point he has no more heals. Very lucky that there weren't giant bombs at that area. They would have taken care of those hogs, and I don't think he gets any of the benefit. They do get hit by that giant bomb there, and they don't get any benefit from that last heal on the bottom, and they're running very, very low as far as health goes. So he does have tons of wizards for cleanup, and notice all of his hogs are completely gone. So he's doing the king swap, which is great, and the wizards will go ahead and do the cleanup. Brings a couple minions for cleanup as well. If he would have brought 4 more hogs instead of all those wizards and minions, I think he would have had a lot more cleanup troops and probably would have pushed through the base a little bit more. But again, that's a very good example of being able to adapt and being able to make some minor mistakes on a base and still get the 3-star. All right, so our last base we're going to look at is a really weird base too. That plus type base where the a lot of the defenses are in the core and they have some of the other defenses that are on the outside, kind of like a cloverleaf or type thing. But you'll see this kind of thing where they want the base designer wants to spread his base completely for the outsides, so that there is no way you can deploy anything inside the base without the going on the from the outer. So you don't know where the giant bombs or double giant bomb spots are. The hogs have to make a complete trek from all the outside here in order to do that. There are tons of giant bomb spots, in the base that by the time you deploy the hogs, you really don't have any choice but to heal them, at those spots. So. And then, of course, there are tons of spots inside, between all these little things here where they can throw giant bombs if they want to just be kind of funky and wonky there. So let's go ahead and check this out. He is going to bring a clan castle full of giants just to mix things up a little, but he does bring 30 hogs again. So, very hog intensive. Yona's a very good attacker. He's been doing this for a long time, so he likes to mix things up a little bit. I think his giant is going to come in here. His group of giants are going to come in here and trip this giant bomb instead of bringing a golem, because at Town Hall 8 you can't bring a golem. You can only bring 5 level 7 giants. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this attack. Almost to the end, 3 minutes. So it's what happens when you have bases spread out like this. Also, he has a little bit of trouble with the clan castle kills. Simple lure will anchor down there, but he gets a little. The barbarians start running away from him, and there is no way to drop then anywhere near those barbarians. You got to drop them at the edge. So it's very frustrating when it comes to that. But you're losing a lot. Once you get into that core, the real estate is very little. So he drops a giant in there. We'll drop 4 wall breakers to get inside there, and those giants will kind of tank. Don't agree with him sending the hogs in this quick, because he does want to trip that giant bomb. So he kind of gets rid of those 2 hogs there, but he'll do a surgical deployment. Those giants will kind of tank for him on the Teslas, but he'll heal those hogs up. He has 14 more hogs to sprinkle in. He'll sprinkle in 4 hogs up top and start to go ahead and sprinkle in 5 more up top as the hogs are making their way around that. They'll trip that giant bomb but walk into the heal. He still has 2 more heals left over and 9 more hogs. They're through half of the base. He's just deployed the 5, and then the rest of the hogs on the bottom will heal in that core again. And he has 1 more heal where that other giant bomb spot could be. And it is not there. I don't know where the last giant bomb spot is, but doesn't really matter. The base is crushed. That's the problem with a compact base like this. When you use all your walls for the outer base, the inside base can be healed with those 3 heals, and you see it's covered almost the entire base throughout the hogs walking around. So it was a great attack. Great way to show another surgical example. Don't know exactly where the giant bombs are, so you don't want to lose an entire group of hogs to those either sets of giant bombs or singles. And yeah, we're doing a cleanup. So hopefully you got a chance to learn from these showings. I know it's probably not the best, the most in-depth you're ever going to get with hogs, but just to give you an idea of their intelligence, their AI, and what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, and what your goal is, to be able to take out those giant bomb spots, double giant bombs, eliminate them, Teslas, and high defense areas. You can go ahead and 3-star any base with this mass hog deployment. and then you'll get more comfortable with the hog deployment. Then you can start mixing in a hybrid attack like a goho or a go vaho, or things, or a holo, and start getting used to how many hogs you need in order to do that. One of the things we did not touch on is how many hogs per defense, and really it's too complicated to say. Normally you can do a 2-for-1 trade. If there's only one defense, one archer tower, it will almost be taken down completely by a hog, but you should bring 2. It gets more complicated with the other defenses that are around them. Are there 2 archer towers that are going to be firing right next to them? Is there a wizard tower that's going to do splash damage? So usually I like to say 2 hogs per point defense, and sometimes you can get away with 1 hog per splash defense, like a mortar or a whiz tower, because they do a lot less damage. So don't spread your hogs too thin, of where you're only sending 2 at a time in a surgical. At least initially send 4 hogs to maybe 5, and then sprinkle in the other hogs as the set of 5 are tanking for those hogs that you're starting to send in and deploy. Hopefully this makes sense to you. Hopefully you got a chance to do this. Take it, apply it. Bring your 3 heals all the time until you get very comfortable with hogs. Do not bring anything else like a rage or something like that until you get very, very comfortable, or you know the base very well. 3, the mass hog, get them to level 4. Get your heals to level 5. Bring as many hogs as you can. Bring 3 heals, and and go ahead and get those 3-star attacks and get the 6-star war.